Live from New York, this is WIUR Radio.
Thomas the Frank and
This might be the most unserious he's ever been.
Thomas Frank has been sacked. City have gone an insane win over Liverpool. The title race is back on. Man United still cannot win 5 games in a row. Cole Palmer missed a tap in.
Been an interesting week.
Yeah, I'm trying to think anything else. Oh, and by the way, we could just start off by talking about what happened last week. We had a solid 5 minutes and 20 seconds on last week's episode. Just a heads up, this is the Classic Plastics Talk Football Tactics, also known as soccer. We say football here because that's what it is. But I'm with Gabe, my co-host.
Hello.
And Darren returns.
Hello.
He wasn't here last week, but who cares about last week? Except for last week, we had a banger episode, and we just got cooked. We got cooked. You know how I always talk about you, Beto. Beto, I'm going to mention you quick on because I know you always watch these episodes. Beto scored. He finally got his goal. And of course, Beto scores, and they have to shut down the episode. We literally cannot.
Why would we want to see anything positive about Beto?
Because Beto watches the show, and I knew he was going to eventually do something. He scored his goal, and then we don't even get Beto recognition because the episode goes down because of Iona Wi-Fi.
Honestly,
so I apologize, Beto.
Probably the best
It
thing
was
to
fine
happen.
because he also cooked us in multiple ways. If you know, you know.
Yes, but Beto, I knew you'd eventually score. He did. Better than Tiano Barry. Everyone knows that. But let's start talking about this week because last week had a lot to talk about. But that was last week, and unfortunately, whatever happened, happened. But we got tons of stuff. We got City played twice. I mean, we have midweek fixtures. You love to see it. We got games over the weekend. A lot of exciting stuff. We have Frank, another Frank, Thomas Frank, who got fired. And then we have Frank, the United Strand, who still hasn't gotten a haircut. Because you know what? United failed to get 5 wins in a row. West Ham TikTok posted a clip of all their players getting haircuts. I'm not going to lie. I respect it because, you know, it's kind of funny, but at the same time, I don't know why they were like that happy. You guys should have won the game. You can see the last minute equalizer. I wouldn't be like flexing it. To each his own.
It's
But-
the easiest way for them to get click through and
Oh
revenue
yeah, for
from that. I think it
for
ended
social media is good.
when I last saw it. It was on like 1.2 million views or 1.2 million likes on TikTok. So
Damn.
evidently, clip farming is working.
Where do we even start? Maybe we start over the weekend because usually we go over the weekends of fixtures, but we also had midweek games. So we could just talk about teams in general, or we could talk about the games from the weekend. So let's just start off with the big news. The big thing that's changed off being Manchester City, who seemed like they were out of a title race. When Szoboszlai scores one of the goals of the entire season, I don't know how he scored that goal. I mean, if you've ever played the sport, you know how difficult that is. He swipes through the ball. Donnarumma, one of the best. He won goalkeeper of the year, so there's no debating how good of a keeper he is. He's standing like this. The ball's coming straight towards him, like right towards the camera, and then it just goes unstoppable, unsavable. Maybe he can build the wall different so the players in the wall could block it. But at the same time, you see a scenario like the goal he scored against Arsenal earlier in the year, where he goes right over the wall and goes flying in. So I don't know. Maybe there's no way to stop him. Goalkeepers will have to find out. But you know what seemed like? Szoboszlai scored that goal to go 1-0 against Arsenal to get a win. Puts Liverpool up 1-0 against Manchester City. Are we going to have the same script? Clearly not.
Nope.
Probably not.
What do you mean probably not, brother? Like, why are we doing if, buts, and maybes and no absolute? The game happened. Like, we don't have to act like we're going to predict what happened. Bernardo Silva scores a big goal. Bernardo Silva, he obviously isn't the same player as he was years ago. I don't really enjoy seeing him on the right wing, but when he's in midfield, the one thing he'll give is passion, energy, intensity, and he always fights. He's a little guy, but that man, he wins the ball so much. He wins the ball so much. If you know, you know. But he scores. If you don't know as well, Bernardo Silva absolutely hates Liverpool. Just a fun fact. Going back to the year Liverpool won the Premier League during COVID, the team who wins the league, the next game after they play, if they've already won it, they get a guard of honor. A guard of honor. So they get clapped up by the other team, and it turned out to be Liverpool against Man City. So all the Man City players had to do a little guard of honor for Liverpool clapping, and then you have Bernardo Silva with a cup of coffee just staring them right in the face, not giving them any sort of respect at all. So Bernardo Silva, personally, I love the guy. I know fans all across the league absolutely hate him. He's one of those players, you love him if you have him, you hate him if you don't. But he scores, and then not last minute, but stoppage time, Alisson comes out, dives into Mateus Nunes for no reason.
The ball was already going out of play. There was no point.
Even if it wasn't going out of play, he's all the way in the corner here. What's he even going to do? But thank you, Alisson. I appreciate it. City get a penalty, and if you know about City's penalty record in general, always been horrible. When we have players like Aguero, he was bad at pens. De Bruyne took pens for a little bit. He was pretty bad too. Then we had players like Mahrez, who was pretty consistent, but Mahrez did miss a huge pen in 2018. Last minute in stoppage time against Liverpool, at Liverpool, and it went all the way to the moon. Mars, Jupiter, just far, 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 far beyond. And I'm thinking this feels very similar. Also, Haaland's missed a lot of penalties, especially in recent times. I'm like, oh my gosh, Haaland, he's going to do the same thing as Mars. Please score. He scores. City win at Anfield for the first time with fans since 2003. And this is the first time that City have done the double over Liverpool since 1935. Funny enough, City did win the league that year. They also got relegated the next year. Is that a sign of things? Hopefully on one part, hopefully not on the other part. Then the other controversy we could talk about is the fact that Cherki, or Alisson, the goalkeeper for Liverpool, he goes all the way up and he tries to score a late goal. I mean, we've seen goalkeepers score recently. And City get the ball. Cherki shoots it from the halfway line. It's rolling, it's rolling. You see Haaland, he's about to get to the ball ahead. Szoboszlai goes, yanks him. Then you see Szoboszlai's about to clear the ball off the line. Haaland goes, bang, knocks it to Szoboszlai. He goes falling. The ball rolls into the net. Everyone's going insane. Szoboszlai's complaining that he got fouled by Haaland. The City fans, all the players, they're running around, going mental. The game seems like it's over 3-1. Then VAR has a look, and they're like, oh, well, Haaland fouled Szoboszlai on the goal line, and we can't count it. But then Haaland got fouled by Szoboszlai earlier on, outside the box. So instead of just doing something where they're like, well, let's just play the advantage. One player got fouled, and then he fouls the player back. Let's just count it as a goal. Nope. Red card for Szoboszlai, free kick Man City, game ends 2-1. It didn't really help anyone. City didn't get an extra goal, and Liverpool lost one of their star players of the year. I'd say if they had the award for player of the season, Szoboszlai would probably be the winner, right?
Yeah, especially considering how big of a impact he's had on my fantasy team, and he decided to check out after that red card. But he was like, after that free kick, he was in contention for man of the match. But then City just had the fight and the grit, even after getting dominated for the whole second half, to come back and still beat Liverpool.
I mean, City's known for being a terrible second half team, and then they managed to, or not Liverpool, Man City's known for being a terrible second half team. And then they proceed to have one of the craziest comebacks we've seen in quite a while. So fair play to Man City for being able to have the grit to fight back and get that comeback at Anfield in stoppage time. Granted, I do think that the ref should have just let that third goal stand purely for the vibe's sake, but they did make the technically correct call.
Technically, it was right.
But I think everybody would have rather seen that goal go in just for the vibes.
It's one of the funniest goals maybe of all time, just because the ball's rolling. Like, if you haven't seen it, look it up. But Cherki hits the ball from the halfway line, and the ball's going so slow. It's just rolling and rolling and rolling. And we're just like, is it going to go in? And then it's like, Haaland's going to get to it. Oh, nope. He just got knocked out by Szoboszlai. And wait a minute, Szoboszlai is now going to clear it. Oh, and Haaland goes and knocks him over. It's just absolute comedic scenes. But yeah, that's the first game that City played this week. They also played yesterday against Fulham. They won 3-0. Standard victory. I mean, goals from Semenyo, who's been scoring pretty consistently, not just for Bournemouth, but now for Man City too. Nico O'Reilly, who's what a talent he is. I mean, he's really tall, physical, technical. That goal he scored, a great little chip over the goalkeeper. He could play left back. He's naturally a number 10. That's where he played as a kid growing up. Could play defensive midfield. He's been doing that recently. And he's also a center midfielder. So, England, I don't like you at all. In fact, I hate you. And hate, I don't like that word. But if there's something in life I do hate, it's England. You would be stupid if you don't bring Nico O'Reilly to the World Cup. And I think they will. What position would they play him? That's the interesting thing.
Realistically, the only position where you could play him right now is probably left back, just because England's midfield is quite solid.
I don't think it's that good.
I think he could end up partnering Wharton or Anderson, depending on how they decide to go there.
Maybe,
Rice,
but I can't.
As much as I hate him, Rice is obviously starting.
Right? Oh yeah, I forgot about it. Well, Rice is definitely starting, but I could see him taking that position next to Rice because Rice pretty much can't build out the back. We already know this. That's why he's not playing the 6 for Arsenal. He can't do it.
And especially in a knockout style of football where physicality and intensity is very important. Nico O'Reilly has shown he's a big guy. He's very tall. He's got long legs. He's very fast too. He could play in that midfield spot and he'd do a good job. He really would. But hopefully he doesn't because England, I hate you. Let's move on from Manchester City. I mean, Holland scored a really good goal too.
As he does.
Yeah. And it's a pretty standard victory. We could talk about Liverpool because that was a very bad loss for them. Very bad loss against City. I mean, they just capitulated. They scored that free kick from Szoboszlai. They were pretty good in the second half. The first half, I thought they were very bad. Second half, they were pretty good.
They had a chance to tie it pretty late in the game, if not for an incredible save by Donnarumma.
Oh, yeah. Gigi Donnarumma. Brilliant save.
So they had multiple chances to win the game. They had the Ekatike chance where he's kind of falling backwards. We have two of them. He was kind of falling backwards. He puts it wide. The header, that one he probably should have got on target. And then there was one, I think in the 90, right before the corner, right before you guys scored, actually. Salah cooks O'Reilly, goes around him, and then Chiesa comes in, tries to steal the ball and kicks the floor, and then you guys score off the counter.
Yeah. Well, it got the one that got disallowed, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. But Liverpool, they played yesterday, and they beat Sunderland, which is a good result for them. It is a very good result. Sunderland at home don't lose. I mean, this season, they've been very, very good at home. And Van Dijk scored a big header. Some people are saying they don't know if it should count as Van Dijk's goal or not because it seemed to have been an own goal. It wasn't really on target. I personally am of the point of view that just give the player the goal. The player wants the goal, obviously. You want to score a goal. I want to score a goal. If I'm playing with my friends, I want to score goals. And no one wants to be the one to score an own goal. So either way, I just say give it to the player who hit the ball. I don't really care. So that's a good win for Liverpool. It's a good win away at Sunderland. They're trying to get top 5. Obviously, they're not going to retain the Premier League this year. They won't be winning it, unlike last year. But will they get in Champions League spots? It's between them, Man United, and Chelsea, realistically. And Aston Villa, too, because they could potentially, they're a bit ahead, but they could potentially start falling off. Man United, we could talk about because everyone's talking about them. Everyone's talking about them. First off, they beat Tottenham 2-0 in a game. People were like, maybe Tottenham, they play better against these big teams. Then Christian Romero goes and studs right on the ankle, chop, red card. Shout out to all the Tottenham fans who are tired of Christian Romero getting useless red cards because
there were quite a few of them.
There's a lot of them.
I mean, I just find it quite ironic that it was a couple of days after he had his his comments regarding the team saying we don't have enough players, and he goes and does that. So,
well, yeah, this is a grown man who can't control his anger. Like, come on, it's just pure stupidity from him, and that pretty much just gave away the entire game. Tottenham were never going to win after that, and United got a good result going into the game. You'd expect them to. I don't know if you'd say expect, but you'd think they would win. And with the red card, they had to win, and they did. So that brought them up to four wins. And the United Strand, also known as Frank, also known as big hair, no cut guy, he only needed one more win. He only needed one more win. And that game was against West Ham at the Olympic Stadium. Could he finally get his haircut? But now, the threat posed a relegation fighting West Ham side, who are fighting for their lives to not get relegated to the Championship and stay in the Premier League. But a haircut on the line. A low taper fade, you may say. A crew cut. You never know. A buzz cut, an R9 cut. What could potentially happen? Clearly nothing. Because Thomas Souček puts, not Man United, West Ham United up 1-0. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, they're not going to do it. Then Casemiro scores a goal that just about gets ruled offside. And it's like, wow, he's not going to get his haircut. Then Benjamin Sesko scores a very good goal. He scored a lot of late goals recently. Scores a very good goal. It's 1-1. Is there enough time for Man United to get a winner? No. So, do you know what day it is, Gabe? Because you've been...
I've admittedly lost track. I believe it's 495, but I would have to double check off the top of my head. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we don't know what it is because honestly,
it is still going.
It's gonna go for a long time now. I mean,
probably not gonna happen the rest of this season.
It's not. That was the best chance they had. And honestly, for a United fan point of view, I don't know why I'd care because it has nothing to do. I mean, you want to see your team win.
A United fan should be happy with the result. They were losing most of the game for that second half and then proceeded to get a last-second goal.
I don't know if anyone should ever be happy with the fact that you're not winning a game against West Ham.
Well, no.
That's in the relegation zone.
But
you could be like, all right, it's not a bad result.
Contextually, it's not a bad result.
It's not bad, but it's definitely nothing to celebrate. At the end of the day, the guy didn't get his haircut. And the weird thing I'm seeing online is you have ex-professionals, you have people online who are sending him threats. They're saying that they're going to go to his house. They're going to leak information about him. They're going to attack him. It's not that big of a deal. The guy has long, very bushy hair now. So what? If Man United, they're saying that's putting pressure on the Man United players. If Man United are facing this is the team, as much as I hate them, this is the team who won 20 Premier Leagues. This is the team who had essentially a dynasty under Alex Ferguson. And that team who won so much, so many trophies, faced pressure every season. If this team can't win games because a guy's trying to get a haircut, if that's the pressure that's making them not able to win, a guy who has long hair and needs to win 5 games in a row, if that's the reason that people are going to blame Man United for not winning, then their standards have dropped. That's all I'm going to say. Because if you're blaming a guy who's supposedly not getting a haircut, well, not supposedly, that's what he's doing. But you could just tell, if you look at the guy, he looks very upset. I mean, people are sending him threats. It's so unnecessary. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it is kind of bringing like the good attention away from United, considering the fact they've been doing well recently. I don't know. But whatever it is, it's really not that deep to the fact that you're going to be threatening a guy over not cutting his hair. Come on, guys. What are we doing here?
It's not that deep. But
the main thing that Man United fans should be focusing on is that they have 13 points out of 15. That's what they should be focusing on rather than, oh, they didn't beat West Ham to get a fan a haircut.
Yep.
Like, realistically, that's such a non-issue, and yet the media continues to bring it up because it's good for engagement. And while I do respect the hustle, at the same time, if you're reporting about soccer, you should care about what the soccer team does and not what the fan is doing.
Exactly. Well, speaking of engagement, we have some comments coming in.
Let's hear the comments.
We have a couple from Carlos. We have Carlos saying Vinny's the best.
Okay.
Man City's lame and Bruno's whack. So that's from Carlos. And then we have some from Peter.
Oh, Tottenham fan 101.
Celebrating
Brennan
Frank.
Johnson's better. Bold prediction: Spurs make European football. And Bruno's overrated.
Okay. Shout out to you guys.
Should we go on to the Tottenham section with Frank being sacked, or have we gone over that?
We will go over Tottenham because they lost to United, like we talked about. And then they lost to Newcastle at home, which was the pretty bad one. And at that point, Tottenham are 16th in the league? Am I right? Or
they're 5 points off the relegation fight.
Sounds
go.
familiar to last
Premier
year.
League table. Yeah, they're 16th. Easy top 3. 16th. Yeah. Another.
And the funniest part is I remember seeing on Instagram a while back that Ange Postecoglou, the former manager that helped them win the Europa League, went online and absolutely fried the mentality behind Tottenham Hotspurs. I don't know if you've seen the interview that he did. I believe
We
it
were
was with
actually
Lad
watching
Bible.
it. No.
But he went on a rampage regarding just the entire state of Tottenham Hotspurs.
So we got cut off on the interview with him talking about his transfer targets, how
the overlap.
the last summer, how the only people he got were 3 teenagers and Solanke when he wanted Prem proven wingers and midfielders, and Spurs just said nah. So
You right. Yeah.
You got
So
that, bro.
Thomas Frank, he came into a side that just won a trophy but finished low in the league. And Thomas Frank, very good at Brentford. Everyone did a really good job. And it just didn't work. I feel like he was under pressure from a very, very early point on. They got destroyed by Arsenal. He had an Arsenal cup in his hand that for some reason did a lot. I wouldn't be happy if I was a fan either, but that put a lot of pressure on him too. And they've been losing a lot. So 2 + 2 = 4. You're doing a really bad job. You get fired. I'm not that surprised. Maybe he needed more time to readjust, kind of build his own philosophy. People like using that word a lot. It just didn't seem like it was ever going to work. And unfortunately for him, he got fired. I still think he is a good coach. Just maybe not the right club. Not the right club.
he'll appear back at some Premier League club. Just like I said, he just got hit with. He wasn't able to properly speak of his philosophy, and on top of that, he got hit with one of the worst injury-riddled seasons in the Premier League.
Riddle me this.
He doesn't even have enough to field a fit 11, and some players that were even injured from the Ange era, like Kulusevski, still hasn't even started running yet. So he hasn't been given a fair shake. Madison tore his ACL in preseason. It's just they had to move on though. 16th is just not allowed for a team of Tottenham stature.
Yeah. And then talking about Chelsea as well. Chelsea, they were 2-0 up. They bottled it against Leeds. Yeah. That second, was it the second? Yeah. First goal was a penalty. The second goal was just, what's going on there? Was it a handball? I don't know. The defending's atrocious. Yeah. But still, Chelsea are on a good run under Liam Rossinier, also known as Michael Scott, also known as David Brand, also known as that nerdy guy at your office.
According to Dylan, Palmer is warm. Very warm.
Lukewarm Palmer.
Yeah, well, he scored a penalty and then he missed the tap-in. So, yeah, I guess he's warm. That's what the crowd's saying. We'll go on. We'll talk about this weekend. We'll do our predictions. The show is working this week, right? Let's just make sure, because you don't know what happened last week.
We are getting comments.
So we're going to go do our predictions. We didn't get to do it last week. What a shame, because I obviously would have won. But I got to start getting back to winning ways because I lost the first week of this season. So let's go. Aston Villa at home to Leeds.
I could see that being a 2-2 draw, because realistically, Leeds has been playing well enough to warrant a draw, even if they are away from home.
I agree. Like I said, Leeds is just a scrappy team to play, as shown by Chelsea. Chelsea in the midweek, controversial second goal, but still, they're a hard team to break down. Chelsea were easily breaking them down in the first half. Then Leeds made that adjustment of bringing Okafor on, and they didn't know how to handle it. So I just think that a 2-2 draw is that's good prediction.
2-1. 2-1 Villa. Brentford at home to Brighton. Interesting.
I'll let you make the call on that one.
I could see a Brighton win. I'm going to say Brighton win 2-1.
Okay. I see it.
Brighton winning a win. Brentford, I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. Why not? Chelsea at home to Burnley. I think everyone expects Chelsea to win, but what do you guys think?
Probably 3. What do you say?
I would say like a 3-0, maybe 3-1, but I don't have faith in Burnley's offense.
Burnley got a great win, though. They came back from 2-0 down to win 3-2.
Against the Brendan Johnson
led
Crystal Palace. Shout out Morgan Strand Larson. Shout out that guy.
So what do you guys think?
I'm fine with 3-0 if you want to go
3-0.
that route.
I'm going to go with a 2-0. 2-0 Chelsea. West Ham at home to Bournemouth.
That's
I'll
low
be
key
blowing
interesting.
bubbles. Pretty bubbles.
I say we make
in
Killian
the
go
air.
first on that and then
Yeah,
just steal
you go
whatever he
first
says.
on
Oh,
this
really?
one.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? West Ham, they've been playing better recently. I'm going to go for... I really don't know. So I'm going to go with a 2-1 Bournemouth win.
I could see that happening. I could see at the same time. I could also see Bournemouth's do signing Ryan on the right wing, struggling against Diouf because.
Ryan's been good.
But I
Shout
could
out
see,
Ryan.
I
And
could
his
see
dad.
that. I'm gonna go 1-1 draw though.
I'm fine with that.
All right. Then we got Manchester City at home to Newcastle.
Man City wins by how much?
Yeah, I'd say Newcastle will find a way to just score a set piece goal, probably another corner again. So I'm gonna say 3-1 City win.
Okay.
I'm going to go with a 2-0 City win. Omar Marmoush, let's see if he starts because he'll probably score if he does. He always scores against Newcastle. Then we got Palace at home to Wolves, two teams who have been struggling.
Both just terrible teams this part of the year now, which is crazy because Palace was doing phenomenal at the start of the year.
They were. Everything fell apart.
I say
Oh,
1-0 to Palace. I think Stan Larson finally gets going.
He scored 2 goals like yesterday, I believe they played,
His former
and
team.
it's
Wolves.
against his former team where he was criticized a lot. I could see him scoring.
So then do we say 1-0?
1-0 Palace.
Yep.
I'm going to go with a 2-1 Palace win. Next, we got Nottingham Forest at home to Liverpool. Sean Dyche has been fired from Nottingham Forest.
So Liverpool wins.
Yes.
I mean, they are missing Szoboszlai, so I don't think it'll be a
Dyche.
blowout, but I do think it'll be close.
I'm not sure about the rules. Apparently, he could come back against Forest. He said he was only banned for Sunderland. I don't know how true that is, but I still think they win. Liverpool's now down to their 5th choice right back after Endo got injured yesterday.
No.
So let's see how they start there. But I think Joe Gomez is back, so I think Liverpool wins 2-0.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to go with a... How about we go with a 3-1 Liverpool win? Bang. Sunderland at home to Fulham.
I see that being a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, Sunderland's kind of slowing down recently.
And Fulham's a solid enough team to be able to make it a close game.
I'm going to go for 1-0 Sunderland win. I think they'll bounce back. They've been very good at home, and why not win? Why not win? Spurs against Arsenal, the North London derby.
Arsenal wins by how much?
I think
Because I think this could be a blowout.
it'll be 4-0. I don't even think they'll score.
Yeah.
Really at Tottenham Stadium.
I
Yeah,
honestly
yes.
think it could go that way as
It's
well.
gonna be.
Sure,
I think it's gonna be 4-0, especially since Odegaard just did his ACL as well. There's no attacking threat coming from them.
Jesus, Yeah, nah, they're cooked.
All right, 4-0. I'm gonna go with 2-0 Arsenal.
Spurs.
Arsenal are just a lot better, but you never know.
Peter has Spurs winning 3-1.
Imagine
right.
my shock.
Delusional. Then last game we got Everton at home to United.
I think that Tierno Berry scores 1.
Yes,
Beto scores 1.
Yes.
And Everton lose 2-3. Man U wins.
I could see that happening.
I'm gonna go with a 2-1 Everton win. Boo United. Come on, Everton. And that's it for our show this week. I appreciate you guys for watching. Hopefully there weren't many technical difficulties this week. I don't think there was any at all. So clap it up for Iona. Congratulations. They've done something right. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Appreciate you guys for watching. Have a good one. And watch some football.
Peace
Peace.
out.